Like and subscribe right now, or this spider will crawl on your face while you're sleeping. When we think of islands, we think of sandy beaches and palm trees, a real paradise. However, scattered around the world are some islands that should definitely be on your no-go list. Don't worry, we've done the hard work for you. Keep watching to find out about the worst islands on the planet. Number 10. Miyake, Jima, Japan. Starting off our countdown at number 10 is the volcanic Japanese island of Miyake, Jima, located in the Philippine Sea. Until 2005, this island was deemed uninhabitable, and no one could live there due to the levels of sulfur dioxide coming from the earth. Today, a third of the island is still not open to tourists, with the people on other parts of the island being required to have gas masks on their person every time they leave their homes. The island still has an active volcano on it, which can cause huge eruptions and earthquakes. The last serious earthquake occurred in 2000, and the residents of the island had to leave for 5 years. The island still leaks around 42,000 tons of poisonous gases into the air every day, causing serious health implications. We think we'll live somewhere else, thank you. Number 9. Great Pacific Garbage Patch, Pacific Ocean. Coming in at number 9 is a mass that might not be an actual island. Instead of being made of rock, this area is made up of a collection of garbage that's floating in the ocean. It's located in the Pacific Ocean between Hawaii and California, and in 2012, it was estimated to be the size of the state of Texas. That's massive! As you can imagine, the garbage patch is polluting the ocean and has had terrible effects on birds and sea animals. It is clear from this shocking island that more needs to be done to protect our environment. Number 8. North Sentinel Island, India. North Sentinel Island in the Bay of Bengal is one place you definitely do not want to visit. If you do mistakenly come across it when sailing, you are taking your life into your own hands. Although the island is owned by India, the Indian government leave it alone due to the native tribe that lives there. The Sentinelese people live a very remote lifestyle and do not welcome unwanted guests. There have been documented attacks on low-flying planes and boats that get too close to the island. In 2006, the tribe actually murdered 2 fishermen. Tourists are therefore banned from attempting to visit for their own safety, and the Sentinelese people are left to their traditional way of life, with no input from outside civilization. They are one of the only untouched native tribes on the whole planet. Number 7. Comoros, Indian Ocean. Coming in at number 7 is a country with clear azure waters and white sandy beaches. Sounds like heaven, right? Well, with the island of Comoros, located in the Indian Ocean, looks can be very deceiving. The island is plagued with deadly mosquitoes, which carry malaria and other diseases such as hepatitis B. Tourists and local people can catch these diseases through insect bites and contaminated water and milk. The situation is so bad that the luxury hotels on the island have to provide masks and bed nets to all visiting tourists. Locals have long petitioned the government to take action, and it looks like they're finally trying to tackle the problem. In the meantime, perhaps look for island destinations without these dangerous little critters. Number 6. VOZROZHDENIYA Island, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan border. The name of VOZROZHDENIYA Island literally translates to the word rebirth. Now, you might notice that this island isn't actually surrounded by water. Strange, right? While this landmass used to be an island, its landscape has significantly changed in recent years. It used to be located in the Aral Sea, but the effects of climate change have seen the sea dry up and instead become a toxic desert. The desert is filled with pesticide pollution and toxic dust storms. Just to top off the danger levels, the island used to be the location for an important bioweapons research center, which was home to dangerous diseases such as smallpox and anthrax. Accidents occurred, and there are many rumors that the facility leaked some of the dangerous diseases accidentally to the surrounding area. As you can imagine, the laboratory is now closed, and no one wants to visit. Number 5. RAMREE Island, Myanmar. To understand the island at number 5 in our countdown, we need to go back to the Second World War. Myanmar, formerly Burma, was a famous battleground between Allied British troops and Japanese forces. During a battle in 1945, over 400 Japanese soldiers were forced to retreat and moved into the marshland around the island. This is when disaster struck, as they were confronted with their most dangerous enemy yet, saltwater crocodiles. This moment has stayed in the Guinness Book of World Records for over 70 years as the biggest disaster suffered by humans from animals. There wasn't much left of the Japanese soldiers at the end of this fight. Number 4. FARALLON Islands, USA. The Farallon Islands off the coast of San Francisco are some of the most toxic islands in the whole world due to the radioactive waste that was dumped there. An unbelievable 47,555-gallon steel drums of toxic waste were deposited somewhere on the island between 1946 and 1970, with it leaking out into the environment. Due to the high levels of poisonous waste on the islands, the US government has banned visitors. However, some animals have made it their new home. The island attracts the attention of many great white sharks that have been spotted swimming around the area, and it has a large population of elephant seals. Due to the seals, it is not uncommon to spot killer whales looking for a tasty lunch. It has been argued by experts, however, that leaving the nuclear radioactive waste and not monitoring it would be more dangerous to the area, so scientists and researchers are granted special passes to visit the island and keep an eye on radiation levels. The local indigenous population on the mainland have nicknamed the area as the Islands of the Dead, traditionally because their religion saw it as cursed, so that now gives us 2 reasons to avoid the place. Number 3. Ilha da QUEIMADA Grande, Brazil. At number 3, the island of Ilha da QUEIMADA Grande is located 30 miles off the coast of the Brazilian city of São Paulo. The island is commonly known as Snake Island due to its vast amount of golden lancehead vipers. Despite being a tiny island, it's home to an estimated 4,000 snakes. That works out as 1 snake every 6 yards. We wouldn't want to walk through this at night. These vipers can kill a mouse in 2 seconds and a human in 2 hours with its venom, which causes internal bleeding and organ failure. Due to the interesting wildlife, the island is uninhabited. The only building on it is a lighthouse that runs automatically, and the only people that visit are scientists who research the wildlife and receive special permission from the Brazilian government to be there. And now, let us move on to our subscriber pick of the day. This image was sent to us by one of our subscribers. Similarly, if you ever wish to know more about an image you come across, just send it on over to us. Who knows? We might even feature it on one of our videos. Number 2. Bikini Atoll, Marshall Islands. Our subscriber pick today refers to the Bikini Atoll Islands, which are a group of islands that belong to the nation of the Marshall Islands. These Marshall Islands have a disturbing history, however, and although they may look like paradise, they have a hidden, deadly secret. Between 1946 and 1958, the US government used these islands as a testing ground for their nuclear weapons. As the dangers of nuclear weapons were not known at the time, the American government took no precautions, which ended in disastrous results. The high radiation levels destroyed many of the plants and animals in the region and contaminated the soil, so it couldn't grow anything new. The local people of the Bikini Atoll Islands suffered from a variety of health conditions related to radiation poisoning, and children were born with many birth defects. Locals moved away, and even though they've been told that it's safe, they refuse to move back. Today, only a few people live on the atolls, as radiation levels are still extremely high, around 1,000 times higher than the levels of Chernobyl. Due to the high levels, fishing is banned, meaning that the fish population is thriving, attracting many sharks. To try and tackle the high levels of radiation, the US military created a concrete nuclear coffin to bury some of the debris from the testing. The coffin cost an eye-watering $218 million and is still rumored to be ineffective, with many accusations that it's leaking radiation into the ocean surrounding it. With nuclear levels like this, we wouldn't risk it. Number 1. GRUINARD Island, Scotland. This tiny Scottish island has been nicknamed Anthrax Island due to its past as a biological weapon testing site. 80 sheep were brought to the island and contaminated with dangerous biological material in order to study the adverse effects. All the sheep died within the first 3 days, showing how toxic the material they used was. During the 1980s, the government realized that the island had to be cleaned and decontaminated. However, it is still extremely dangerous, as anthrax spores are known to stay in the soil and are very difficult to get rid of. We've heard that Scotland is full of beautiful locations, but GRUINARD Island is not one that's on our bucket list. Well, that concludes our list of the 10 islands that you don't want to visit. Let us know in the comment section below which one of these you would be most scared to visit, and your reason why. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click that bell icon.